Well, welcome back to Comic Book Historians. I'm Alex Grand. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button down below and go ahead and click that bell for notifications for new content. Now today we're talking about the Flintstones and its comic origins. Now dinosaur bones were discovered hundreds of years ago and thought to be dragon bones. In 1824, Richard Owen coined the term dinosaur, and in the later 1800s, two men went on a race to discover dinosaur bones. Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Mash. Now these men used pretty barbaric methods like explosives, uncovering dinosaur bones around the country, finding hundreds of them, and destroying a good amount in the process. However, they would get collected at the American Museum of Natural Art, where artist Charles R. Knight painted scenes of dinosaurs which found their way into museums all over the world. Now check out this picture from 1897. Amazing that these pictures would actually set our imagination as humans considering these kind of concepts. Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World then came out in 1912. And then Windsor Mccay makes one of the first key animations with Gertie the dinosaur in 1914. And then Edgar Rice Burroughs makes The Land That Time Forgot in 1918. The famous film King Kong came out in 1933 with beautiful stop-motion animation of King Kong the giant gorilla fighting dinosaurs on a forgotten monster island. And then VT Hamlin created the newspaper strip Alley Oop in late 1932 with its first Sunday in 1933 with humans and dinosaurs interacting in prehistoric times. Now Marvel fans can see these types of fun precursors in the 1960s Savage Land that was first introduced in Uncanny X-Men. Now the Alley Oop comic strip, although not very well known now, was really important in the 1960s to the degree that in 1961 all the way through 1970, the Alley Awards named after that comic strip were actually Alter Ego's award name for various comic book creator excellence awards. Now Alley Oop the comic strip, which had comic book reprints, also influenced creators and producers thereafter. Check out this Lou Scheimer and Norm Prescott produced 1978 Filmation cartoon called Fabulous Funnies, which actually sports an Alley Oop cartoon. Now this wasn't Lou Scheimer's only involvement in his strip. According to his autobiography, animators at Hanna Barbera were interested in producing a cartoon of cavemen a couple decades earlier. He writes in his Filmation Generation memoir that while he was working at Hanna Barbera in the late 1950s, he witnessed the birth of what would become the Flintstones. I was doing layouts, he said, in the little closet next to where the writers were. One day a writer named Charlie Shows came in. He said, "I've got a great idea. You take the Honeymooners and you take Alley Oop and you put them together and you've got a great story." So throw in 1955 Honeymooners into Alley Oop and hence the Flintstones were born, with Jackie Gleason being Fred Flintstone, Art Carney was Barney Rubble, Audrey Meadows was Wilma, and Joyce Randolph was Betty. Now there are conflicting reports with how the Flintstones came about, but this is one that I actually believe. One, because it goes back to comic strip history, but it also touches upon how a TV producer could look at comics and get ideas for a cartoon, and not just a cartoon, but also a hit TV show. Comics have been mined for decades, and this trend continues in the current day. You see it all over the place, and it's not surprising that a lot of the hit shows actually stem from comics.